"So this is my fate," Jack implored, as he stared spitefully upward for a moment. He had heard the announcement of the start of the race from almost the centre of the course. Jack was skirting around a particularly expansive patch of mines when the distant sounds began. He was not going down without a fight. If anything, he welcomed the chance to perhaps avenge his father's death in some small way. Jack Karajan found a small hollow and crawled into it. Garin had not thought to give Jack any extra ammunition for it, so he only had 30 rounds. The livid professional manhunter retrieved his auto-shotgun pistol and laid it in the crushed area of bright, ground-covering vegetation. Even as they approached, the Dark Mystic was deeply concerned. "There exists the prospect for our collective demise in the impending action," sighed Kin Re Yom, as he stared into a small silvery bauble that swung from a black leather cord. "And the prospect of his demise?" questioned Jiao Fan, as if it was more important. "Just as great," answered Kin, setting down the tool of divination and reaching into the glove compartment of the hefty transport vehicle to retrieve an intricately chromed dart pistol. Jalshaka Yulok was putting the finishing touches on what appeared outwardly to be a child's toy. It was a representative scaled effigy of the dingo. Although not complex, it did resemble the vehicle, and it had been dusted with the sand and earth from the dingo's tyre prints. Car's face appeared to the group of weary men who were leaning against their vehicles in the morning light amid frosty wisps of breathed steam. "Prepare for confrontation. Karajan is in need of assistance. The undead of Jiao Fan are en route to destroy all life in your region. Defend yourselves. You must succeed." It seemed to the group as if Carr had been fending off a minor argument with his inner circle when he spoke the message, because there were raised and passionate voices in the background. Othan was in the driver's seat of the dingo. He had not driven such a vehicle before and was unfamiliar with the gearing. The angular armoured machine lurched forward and surged several times before proceeding at increasing speed into the trial field. His passengers were Arajakal and Siraj. Arajakal was scanning the horizon with his intense gaze. Siraj had drawn his enchanted aurorium dueling pistols and was half exposed in the top hatch, restlessly glaring over the primarily long blue grass. Jalshaka Yulok sensed that his prey was near. He did not have to see his victims for his magic to work. That was one of the reasons he had practiced the dark art for so long. He readied the miniature representation of the dingo and then performed a sequence of baffling gestures and hisses over it. Jalshaka then threw the model out of the truck as it sped over the desert into view of the Brass Sand Trial Racing Club main complex. As the magically charged, sympathetically linked toy tumbled down an embankment, so did the dingo roll repeatedly in unexpected directions and with great force. This was inexplicable to those on board. While Othan's driving was not excellent, the fashion in which the vehicle rolled over did not suggest that he was at fault. Arajakal immediately cast the spell that allowed him to become smoke. He rose from the window on his side and was safely away within seconds.